up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian the D.A. Albreton, James the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dub Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. It's another episode of the Sports Chasers Podcast, episode 172 to be exact. Will be named probably sometime tonight because you know how we do. Something funny and something crazy will be said, and that's how we get our episode. But anyway, happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great week. Hey, we're going to jump right into it. We got a lot to get into. We're going to talk a little NHL. We're going to talk a lot of NHL. We got Dan, our hockey dude. He's back with us. We're going to start off with that, a little MLB baseball, NBA playoffs, and some other things. But going left to right on my screen, we got the DA. DA, what's up, brother? How are you, sir?
Hey, what's up, folks? How you doing? Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to give me a GoFundMe for just funding me. That's it.
And for your green screen.
Yeah, well, fuck.
I deserve that.
I don't know what to fucking do with this. So.
We're going to fix it, man. We're going to fix it, man.
Not really sure what the fuck to do with this thing. So. I got this green round thing on my chair. I look like a fucking, halo, like I'm supposed to fucking fly.
Same here, brother. Same here. It's all good, man. Like I said, man, when
shit on my chair doesn't work, so I'm like,
when JB the moderator starts sharing the wealth, man, we'll be straight, man.
Yeah. I'm sitting here like, God damn, this, like, told me I ain't got enough green. I know I ain't got enough green. That's
Yeah. Well, listen, I suffer with internet woes. Hey, we're gonna get through this together, man. Yeah, that's how we do. Hey, the angry one. Speaking of which, angry, what's going on, man? What's happening tonight with you, sir? How are you?
Man, I'm well, man. Hope everybody is great to be back here Thursday night. Y'all know what it is. The Chasers are in the building.
Yep.
And I had to bring a gift out for my man Dan. You know what I'm saying? Had to represent for the hometown. Yeah, And besides the other two hockey jerseys I got, them teams suck. So we're not even. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Gotcha. We got Dan, the hockey dude. He's back. Dan, what's up? How are you, sir?
Good to be back. A little delirious. I spent, the last 3 days doing Gulliver's travel up the East Coast. I know I was tired as hell when I went to the grocery store for hand soap and left with everything but that. But I'm back. Got some rest. I'm doing good. Ready to get cracking.
Gotcha.
I see what you did there. Segue.
Yeah, that was you know what? Ain't no more need for me to speak. We got the hockey dude. He's with us. Dan's going to start off with the NHL playoffs. The playoffs have been really great this year, man. I've been locked in, loaded, watching, and Dan's got it from here. Dan, take it away, sir, with the National Hockey League playoffs.
I'm not sure even where to begin because it's been a couple weeks and a lot has happened, and I've watched a shit pile of hockey. But kind of to touch on, I know you, Kevin, you talked about it last week, but the monumental demise of the Boston Bruins. The curse is real. It lives.
The President's Cup.
And here's my thing is I saw afterwards that was it Old Mark, the goaltender. They said, he said he was dealing with an injury and he wasn't 100%. And I'm like, why the fuck's he in that? You have another capable goalie that played really well all year, and you waited to the last game of the series to put him in. So I mean, I know that's your number one guy, but if he's not 100%, man, you got to play the backup. And the backup's not really a backup. That's 1A, 1B. Both those guys are very good. But, and then, of course, apparently the playoffs end after the first round because apparently Toronto won the Stanley Cup and everybody else in the country had no idea that it was over. But, yeah, they got past Tampa. Tampa's played a lot of hockey. They're tired. They're old. They needed rest. And even Vasilevsky wasn't 100%. Then again, why was he playing? But, it is what it is. You got to go with your guys that got you there, I guess, and roll the punches. But now we're in here in the second round. To me, it's kind of funny because the Eastern Conference, both series are 3-1. But in the Western Conference, they're both 2-2. But like the Panthers, Florida, they got rid of uh, the President's Cup Bruins, and now they're playing the Leafs. And to me, like watching some of these games, like I'll be honest, I missed last night's game due to the fact that I was sitting on Interstate 77 by Norman, bumper to bumper traffic for at least, I don't know, 30 minutes. And yes, Mecklenburg County, you got my money for the toll road because I hopped on that shit and went right around it. Like a semi blocking the lane. Oh, it was horrible, dude.
We're gonna send them this spot so they can sponsor us, man. Shout out to whoever does the toll roll. Yeah,
fucking horrible. But I got home and that series, that game was already over, so I missed that one. But I did watch Edmonton, Vegas. But the one thing that I could tell the games that I have watched is, back in the day, if the team was losing, it was never, if we give up, we're just going to skate the last 10 minutes and call it game. And that's what you see with Toronto. Like, if they're a couple goals down, they're mailing it in. And I know I'm going to get a whole bunch of hate for backing on the Maple Leafs. But if you watch any of these series, these teams that are losing, like if you watch Edmonton and Vegas series, it doesn't matter what the score is. Those cats are playing hard to the end of the game. Starting scrums, sending a message for the next game.
Sounds like they're mailing it in, Dan. Or not mentally strong.
But I mean, granted, all these games have been close. 4-2, 3-2, 3-2 in overtime were the first three games, and then it was 2-1 last night. But if you watched, and saw towards the like I saw some of the highlights, and what was Florida doing, knowing that they're going to lose, starting scrums, washing faces. I saw Chuck. I think he took 2 or 3 jabs at Mitch Marner in a scrum at the end of the game. So I mean, they're sending the message: hey, we're here for the entire 60 minutes. Doesn't matter what the score is. We're here, and we're going to play you hard. So you better be ready. But that, to me, I think that series is over. They just prolonged that enough that, Florida can go up to Toronto, beat them on their home ice, and then watch all the Leafs jerseys get thrown on the ice. I just don't see them coming back. And then, what was the second game? Oh, the Edmonton Vegas series. I did catch that game, and it was a good game. But to me, it's kind of funny that, like, that whole series, just because, like, what was it? So it was 6-4 the first game. Then the Oilers won 5-1. Yep. Then the third game, it was the Knights won 5-1. And then last night it was 4-1 Edmonton. So it's like these games haven't been really close, but it's like one night the one team will dominate the other, and then the next night, what happens? The other team dominates. Because like the first game in Edmonton, the Knights absolutely throttled it. Like Edmonton looked terrible the first home game. like, and Draisaitl was pulling in a Genny Malkin, and he must have taken like 4 dumbass penalties.
Easy.
I mean, it was just a complete debacle on their side. Well, then they turned it around the second game. They came out and they played really, really hard for the 60 minutes. But like the crazy part, which I guess this year's playoffs to me is a little bit unique in the way that you have guys doing the dumbest shit and taking like really, really bad penalties and getting suspended. So at the end of this game, game 4, they pulled Knights pulled their goalie. Draisaitl's going down the boards, tosses a backhand at the empty net. Now, mind you, Peter Larangelo has been just getting creamed all night long by anybody that gets a chance to hit him. And he literally, like, he was probably the chopping block guy in medieval times in a past life. Because the 2-hand slash that he gave Draisaitl on his arm, I mean, he almost damn near took it off. And of course, you know, he got a 5-minute major. He got thrown out. And I was looking, I saw somewhere where someone, it was like on Facebook or something, that one of the hockey feeds, it said that it was like a group that said, like, oh, he got 1 game. That's it. And I've looked everywhere. And I can't see where, like the NHL Network, TSN,
I didn't see 1 game.
That they verified that that's all we got was 1 game. Because to me, really, he needs to have 2 games because he catches a rut in the ice and his body twerks just a little bit. I mean, he's chopping him straight over the head with the stick. I mean, it was nowhere near a hockey play. I mean, it was very bad. But then the game before that, when the Oilers were getting blown out, you had a fight in front of the in between the 2 benches, right where the little commentator guy sits, and then Colasar grabs Evander Kane around the neck, and then the next thing you know, they're on the ice, and Kane is just throwing rib punches. He looks like
I was getting ready to say, Dan, yo,
it was like UFC
body shots, and then go ahead and talk, and I'm going to try to pull up what he said afterwards.
Oh, I'm going to tell you what he said. So he was throwing punches on a guy that was on his back on the ice. He wasn't hitting him in the face. He was throwing body shots. But there is a code when it comes to fighting in the league. You don't hit a guy when he's down. If he goes to the ice, you stop throwing punches. And that's when he started throwing punches. And then they stood up and they were trying to actually fight. And the linesmen got in there and broke them up. And the best was the post-game interview. They asked him about that fight. And he says, well, Kane says, normally, in a scrum or whatever, someone doesn't jump you from behind and put you in a chokehold. And, sometimes you're going to fuck around and you're going to find out. And that's what happened to Colasar on that. He found out. But, that's a really good series. I wish the games were a little bit closer per game. But I see that one's going to go 7 games. Or at least 6. And then, what was the other one? The Kraken in Dallas. This is kind of the same thing. Like, the Kraken, they're pesky. They just don't. They kind of play like Jersey, and they kind of play like Carolina. Like, they don't have, like, one superstar line. They got 4 lines that they just roll. All of them can score. All of them check. All of them are fast. And they're just in your face constantly. And, like, so game 1, they won 5-4 in overtime. Game 2, the Stars won 4-2. Game 3, the Kraken just whooped their ass. It was 7-2. And then was it Tuesday night, I think it was, they played, and the Stars beat them 6-3. And it was a lot more lopsided on that. The Kraken got a couple late.
Right.
So that series, like these 2 Western series are going to go, I mean, they got to go at least 6, but I would guess that they're probably going to go 7. Unless somebody important on either team gets injured, it's going 7. And then the game that's on tonight, well, the Kraken and Dallas play, I think, at 9:30,
I believe.
I think it's 9:30.
Yes.
But you got the Devils and the Hurricanes right now that are on, I believe, is it ESPN? TNT. They're on TNT. But right now, New Jersey has got a 1-goal lead from Mercer. But this is the same thing. Like, what's weird for me in this series is this has been like, I think every game, one or the other team has pulled their goalie in this game or in this series. So the Canes won 5-1 at home, then they won 6-1 at home, and then they went and played up at Jersey, and Jersey smoked them 8-4. And then they came back and had a great game the other night, and they scored, what is it, 6-1. And for me, like that shows you how good of a team Carolina is. No Svechnikov, no Pacioretty, no Teravainen. Like, arguably, probably your top 3 scorers besides Aho.
Right.
And they're putting goals up, and they're winning. They're playing great. And Freddie Anderson came back in this series, and he's been playing great. And I want to say that was his 5th game he started in a row that he got blown out, like the 8-4 game.
The other night when it was like 5 minutes, they scored like 5 goals, man.
Oh yeah, it was just one after the other, after the other, after the other. I was like, good Lord. And like some of those were like really good shots.
Right.
Like the Martinook goal was good. And I'm trying to think, was it Natchez that beat him high glove? Or yeah, I think it was high glove. And he just absolutely ripped it.
Right.
But like I said, the West is a little weird that, they're 2-2 in the East, like one team's up so much. And like I said, when we talked about the Rangers playing the Devils, what was the Devils' problem? They were small. They couldn't get physical. Well, they turned that around on the Rangers, where they just outskated them.
Yes.
But you're not going to outskate Carolina. You're not going to outwork Carolina.
No, you're not. So they're going to have to get something out of their bag, something different other than that.
Well, they did finally bring in the youngest Hughes that they got at the towards the end of the season from when he finished his season at Michigan in the Frozen Four, Luke Hughes, and that's the game they end up winning. I think he had like 2 assists in that game. But he's kind of like his brother Jack, 5'11", maybe 6 foot, 175 pounds, playing defense, not a big guy. So you can kind of impose your will against them. And the bad part for the Devils is they're playing in Carolina tonight. That means Carolina gets the last change. So guess who Jack Hughes is going to see almost every shift. He's going to see Jordan Stahl's line. Yeah. And his line has just been shutting them down. And that's kind of like he got a little bit freer when they went back to Jersey because they could get him out, not against that line. But like I said, I think Florida's going to beat Toronto. And like my thing with Florida is, or not Florida, but Toronto. We were kind of talking before we got on. They seem to kind of mail it in. You know what I mean?
Why is that though? During the playoffs, why?
It just, well,
coaching.
Well, that's not coaching. You look, just look at like how the season goes. Anytime that Matthews or Marner get in a dust up, do either one of them drop the gloves? Like I forget who it was that was going after. What's his name? Not Marner, the other one. I just had a brain fart. But Matthews. But so the guy's like got his gloves, on, but he's like pushing him and bumping him in the chin and all this stuff. Do you think he drops the gloves? No. Mark Giordano, the 40-year-old defenseman, comes running in to fight the guy. To me, it's a lack of heart, a lack of competitiveness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you look at all the great players, like Callahan for the Rangers back in the day. He wasn't the most talented player, but man, did he play hard. He blocked every shot he could possibly get in front of. And it's a different level in the playoffs. You got to be willing to sacrifice your body, your points to make the right play. And I just think, I don't know. I think they're soft, to put it mildly. I just don't think they have the killer instinct or the desire. I mean, probably it screwed up a lot of their itinerary because usually they're golfing by now, and they might have already booked shit. And like, damn, we're missing Tahoe.
Yeah,
We got to get the fuck out of this series.
We're
hot
missing.
weather. That hot weather.
But it is what it is. But that's kind of what's going on. And I did see Keith Jones, the former Flyer, that does like in between. He does a lot of the Flyer broadcast to begin with, but he does like I think it's
Saw that.
TNT or ESPN. But he got named president of the Flyers, and then they took the interim tag off Daniel Briere as the GM. So that's now their brain trust.
What's up with the? I don't know if you had this on your thing. What's up with the Rangers and their deal with their coaching? I won't call it fiasco, but it looks like both ways parted. That's what the tabloids are saying.
Well, some of the articles and stuff that I've seen on that, it was like after exit interviews. So naturally, it doesn't matter what sport you're in, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, it doesn't matter. When the season's over, everybody comes in, meets with management and all that good stuff, and has like an exit interview. And from what I could gather from some of these articles is that I think the players, universally agreed that it wasn't working. Whether it's the fact he couldn't make adjustments because, that first game, Kreider had, 2 or 3 goals or the first 2 games, and then they shit the bed the rest of the series. They didn't make any changes. They didn't do anything different. And, you could see Shesterkin. When was the last time you saw him that animated?
At the end of the game, yes.
At losing.
Oh, he's hot.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
hot.
So what do you think that was? To me, that sounds like a goaltender. Like, what the fuck you guys doing?
Yeah.
Why do we keep doing this? Because the crazy part is, I want to say he had like a 1.9 something goals against and like a 914 save percentage in that neighborhood, and he lost the fucking series.
I will tell you one thing, Dan. Dolan will not let that wash. Now, if the Knicks same shit, he don't care. But Dolan will not let that Ranger shit go unanswered. Guaranteed.
But I think the players had an input. I don't think that they were the deciding factor or whatever. But I think that the criticisms that they gave led to like, hey, look, it's not working. We're going to go a different direction. But on that note, and we were talking about our PGA hopefuls here coming up, that if they fire their coach, Sheldon Keefe, that the Rangers have him on the radar as a possible replacement. So we'll see how that plays out.
So you are telling me that the NHL, the players run the league, Dan? You said that about the NBA.
No,
they don't, the but they have input.
They have input. They just not working with this.
Well, that's the other thing. It's been 2 weeks, and I haven't been able to like I said with playing BJ and the Bear all over the United States. That I haven't been able to keep up.
Got a long way to go. Short time to get there. They gonna do what they say. Like can't be done. We got a long way to go in short time to get there.
No, that's
Kev. I went.
That's Smoking the Bandit.
I went to Amish country, so didn't have a lot of internet access.
No.
But like Sutter for Calgary, he got fired.
Yes.
Why was that? Well, they
want to say
They did
Somewhere I saw it
well
was
the
like
season.
I
the
think
3
well,
coaching candidates from last year or this year for coach of the Jack Adams Award for the best coach. That all of them right now are not employed. They've all been let go because Gallant was one of them. Burnett was another. I can't remember the third one. But here's one thing I do want to talk about, and I think is absolutely bullshit. That doesn't have to do with playoff hockey, but it has implications to the playoffs, possibly in the future.
Okay.
So, as we all know, the 16 teams that don't make the playoffs, they get thrown in a lottery, I think it's the 16 do, and you get a certain percentage of a chance to land the number one pick.
right.
So I think the Penguins was like 3.5% that they could get it, and they ended up being 14th. But Chicago was the third team. So I think it was it Columbus, Anaheim, and Chicago. I know Chicago was third, so the first two might have been interchangeable. I think Columbus might have been the worst team. They had the best odds, and they lost out. It was Anaheim because there's a story of that. So Anaheim had the best chance. They missed out, and Chicago got the number one overall pick. And as we talked about, what was it last year when Quenneville got fired from Chicago for the whole sexual abuse cover up?
From when he was with the
The
Panthers.
NHL did not even punish.
Yeah, he was with the Panthers, and then they got rid of him.
In essence, for what they did, they should have taken their first round pick away for this year. They shouldn't have even been in the opportunity because now, the last time they picked number one, they picked Patrick Kane.
Yes.
And won 3 Stanley Cups. So now they have all this crap happen. They don't get penalized at all. And now they jump 2 teams to get the number one pick and another generational probably player. He's probably the best player since McDavid to come out.
Yes.
And we'll see how he translates to the men's game as far as, he's been playing juniors and stuff. He's not a big dude. But he's like Jack Hughes size. But man,
fast though.
Is that kid fucking good though?
He's fast. Skate, man.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you what you think you think he can
His stick work is crazy.
change the game a little bit, just
all
brighten some
I want to
eyes.
say is go to YouTube and search Connor Bedard highlights, and you see some of the shit that he does. And then when he was the junior, the IIHF junior world championships that they just had, and he was in with Canada, and the shit that he did for Canada in that series or that tournament. The kid is so good.
So he's like
Smart
Michael Vickers running with the football back in the days. Like dudes run into each other trying to hit him. It's crazy. It's Keystone Cops.
It's like when you used to play the old ColecoVision. They had the little dot.
Yeah.
He just couldn't catch him. And I think he's going to be really good. I just don't think that they should have been even in remote possibility like that before the year started. They should have known that your first round pick this year is gone as punishment. But the funny thing is, or it's not funny if you live in Anaheim, but Anaheim has had a couple opportunities to get the number one pick when there's been a generational player. So I think was it 2005 when Crosby got drafted? They had the worst record, and they end up getting second pick. They were number 2 this time, and they got jumped from number 3 for the pick. So I kind of feel bad for Anaheim because how do you think hockey in California would have changed with Sidney Crosby on the Anaheim Ducks?
Ooh,
I mean,
definitely would have been on the playing field.
Pittsburgh would have been Kansas City or Houston or wherever the hell they were going to move him. They sure as hell wouldn't be in Pittsburgh. He saved Pittsburgh, but just to think, and then, think of it this way too, 5-10 years from now, look at Anaheim and look how that might have possibly changed their future. Because, you got Zegras and Milano. You got a lot of good young kids on that team.
Right.
And you put him in there with them, I mean, they could have had something special. And here's the other thing is, I just want to throw it out there. If you're Connor Bedard, do you want to pull an Eric Lindros and be like, trade me because I ain't playing there?
I mean, we've seen it before in other sports,
I'd be curious to see. Or to see another team make a big enough offer, players, picks, to take that number one pick. It'll be interesting to see how that. I'm sure Chicago's not going to take that offer unless it's stupidly good, like it was for Lindros. Because that's the other thing. You want to see something awesome? Go on YouTube and pull up. I think it was Steve Dangle does it. The TSN guy, or TSA, like the Canadian version of ESPN. They have their own podcast, Steve Dangle podcast. But he did trade trees. So they did the Eric Lindros tree. And so, what all Quebec got from Philly to trade him, his rights to Philly. And the amount, it basically got them the cup when they went to Colorado with how many players from the picks and stuff, all that stuff that they got that ended up giving them a championship.
Minnesota Vikings, when they gave all that shit to
20, 30.
But I don't really have a problem with it because sometimes you got these young players, and if they can kind of recognize that a organization is dysfunctional, it's like, I want to be here. Don't draft me because I know you guys are full of shit. I gotta go.
But don't you
think? I'd be, you know what? I'm going to draft you and let you sit.
That's Well, that's what'll happen. So
either you're going to play for me, or you don't play, and you go back in the draft the next year and lose a whole year.
So that's the hard part. And sometimes you feel bad for the kids because, to me, it's like, listen, you also have a thing to say. This kid actually researched the league.
Yeah, I mean, and I forget what the whole Lindros deal was, why he wouldn't play there. But I still don't. I was just checking to see if they have updated NHL.com on the suspension for Peter Angel, and it doesn't say anything.
I thought what part of the reason he didn't want to play. And
Kevin, you're muted.
I'm muted. I don't know why I'm muted. Can you hear me?
There you are.
Okay. I was saying, no wonder. Been trying to jump in here like double dubs. I was saying, one of the reasons why he didn't want to play in there because it was French Canadian. He had to speak the language and all that stuff.
And I think it was the owner. I think it was something to do with the owner.
And I was also talking about the coaching, not the coaching tree, the trading tree. Kind of like the same thing happened with the Dallas Cowboys and Minnesota Vikings, right? Remember?
Yeah.
The same thing. That got Dallas their 1990s Super Bowls, pretty much. That helped them.
Herschel.
Yeah, Herschel Walker. Yep.
But one last thing on the playoffs.
Okay.
So I knew I forgot something with the Oilers with the whole. So the dude Peter Angelo chopped Draisaitl. He went down the heap, and then as Peter Angelo went around the net to the corner, McDavid come up and gave him a couple shoves, and of course, big scrum ensued. So there's 50 seconds left in the game. They have a face-off, and they're on the power play, obviously, for 5 minutes. But they're in Vegas's end. So they win the face-off. The puck's behind the net. And I understand why he did this. But as many minutes as this guy plays, it was a dumb move. So Darnell Nurse comes from the blue line, puts the guy into the back of the end board glass behind the net. They drop the gloves and fight. He gets an extra 2 minutes for instigating. Well, guess what happens when you get in a fight, instigate a fight in the last 5 minutes of game in the playoffs?
I don't know.
Instantly, 1 game suspension.
Wow.
And your coach gets fined $10,000.
Wow.
So now Peter Angelo is probably not going to play the next game because he'd probably end up at least getting one game.
Right.
But now one of your best defensemen doesn't play because he did a boneheaded move. The thing is it's not like he hit some, like, for me, the way I look at this, your guy comes and chops basically 1B of the best player in the world, like McDavid and Draisaitl on any given night are the best player in the world.
Right.
So why are you running like the third pairing D behind the net to get in the fight, to instigate it, to get thrown out of the next game? If you want to send a message, I'm looking for one of their best players.
See it. Come back
and I'm running him into the boards, and then I'm going to drop the gloves and I'm going to pound his ass to send the message. If you're going to take liberties with our best players,
right,
I'm not messing with your goons. I'm coming after your best players. So you tell your boy that's cool as jets, or all you motherfuckers are getting your ass kicked that are decent. It may not be this game, but guess what? It's 2-2. We're going to have to play at least 6 games. We got 2 more.
I choose violence.
Yeah, and if I'm on the short end, if I'm on short end of the stick and we're losing the series, guess what? Yeah, we're definitely going.
Cersei Lannister. I choose it.
I choose violence, man. Dan, that is Dan, our hockey dude with hockey in the NHL playoffs. There's a lot that he unpacked with the playoffs, man. The playoffs have been really good and riveting. Hey man, I haven't been having a good time enjoying it. Yes, my Rangers got kicked out of it, but also too, Dan, I wanted to, a lot of people, like the Panthers won the President's Cup last year. They was
it's either last year or the year before.
I thought it was
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
But it's literally almost the same exact team that won that. You know, obviously there's going to be 2 or 3 guys maybe different.
Right.
And then you throw in the trade that sent Huberdeau and Uyghur
to Calgary
and the prospect to Calgary for T'Challa. And look, like Matt Cook was just a complete asshole when he played hockey, but you wanted him on your team because he would hit everybody. He might get a little dirty now and then. Marchand, same way. If he played on the Penguins, I'd love him. He doesn't, so I hate him. Same thing with Chuck. Like, he's that guy.
Right.
He's that problem. Like, he understands. Like the other night, to the end of the game, I think it was already decided. Very little time left, and what do? They pound the guy into the boards. Scrum ensues. He's not hitting the third round D in the face with his glove. He's poking Mitch Marner, letting him know we'll be here all day. And we're coming after you. And that's where I was talking where they mail it in a little bit. Like, if you watch, let's just put it away. They play Friday night. Watch the game. And Nylander plays for him. I think he's 88. When he comes into the zone, you see in like Carolina, if they got the puck, where they go? They're driving the net with the puck. They're trying to take a penalty. They're trying to get a shot off, get a rebound. If you watch Toronto play, these guys come down and they know they're going to get hit. You'll see them pull up. You'll see them dump the puck in the corner. Like, they're not about that. They're not about competing and taking a hit to make a play to benefit your team. And that's why, like, yeah, they got out of the first round, but you lose in the second round 4-1. Did you really win the first round?
Toronto fans, you've been put on notice. Maple Leaf fans,
send a hate mail to info@sportschaser. Not that.
And it will be forwarded to Dan.
Wow.
Toxic Dan has entered the building.
Yeah. We didn't think he was here because of driving and shit, but fuck. He popped up.
Hey, like I said, I'm a little tired from all.
Yep. Yes, that's the excuse you use.
Sir, we have absolutely given you time to shine and get it off, and you got it off.
You just got to pop it in there. Hey, see, you fuck around, you're gonna find out.
Yeah. Hold on, let me play that for you.
So we're gonna name the show. You gonna fuck around, you gonna find out, Kev? Is this what we're doing? No.
Or F around and find out.
Yes, there you go.
They know we have colorful language on this show.
Yeah, we absolutely said it. So
yeah, but that's usually on DA's intro part.
Yes.
Well, as you can see,
we changed it.
Yeah, we changed directly at me.
I saw you changed it.
Yeah, we changed a little bit, man. You can't give DA all that love, man. Let's go ahead to the NBA, man. The NBA, the NBA currently the Celtics are beating the 76ers 37-26 in the second quarter. It's Philadelphia's leading the series 3-2. Man, I thought the Celtics was going to do their thing in this series, and looks like but I'll say this. Let me just talk about this real quick about the 76ers. I think, if the 76ers, if they advance, what happens to the Celtics? Do they break that bunch up?
Not that smart. No. Get rid of the coach. The coach is what's failed them this series.
But they just got rid of the other coach because of.
He did that.
But it wasn't because of coaching, though.
Yeah. Whatever happened.
Well, he got a new gig, right?
Whatever happened, and that situation happened, right? So
whatever happened, right?
He's out, right? So,
yes.
But this guy here has about, I think, 3 snafus. One play where he had Marcus Smart get the ball on the inbound. I have to dribble the ball to the middle and then try to pass it to Jason Tatum rather than shooting the ball. That was game 1 loss. Game when they win, they don't say anything. It's just those, and we said this before the playoffs started. We're going to see if he's a good coach because these are where the pressure situations come in, and you have to do the little things with your team to win games. And the times he had to do that, he hasn't done it. Not just yet. So we'll see. Like, the reality is they have to win tonight. So I know they're out front, but I haven't watched the game, not a bit of it, because I'm here. We'll have to see how the big guns on Philly, or if they're just kind of cruising, not going hard. Like, I don't know how much Embiid has, how much Harden has, so much and so forth. But the reality is, if Harden has anything in the tank, you blow your load right now tonight to get them the fuck up out of here so you can sleep, right? That's what you do. You blow these dudes out tonight, get it done.
Get that load management in.
Yeah, get that load management in so you can sleep a few nights because you're done. That's what they need to do, right? So I don't know if it's a thing where, and I'm sorry, America, and I guess I sound like a hypocrite because I'm in here with Dan, and Dan is telling us how, in the West, in the hockey, the scores are really lopsided, per game. But it leads me to believe that sometimes these guys are just like, well, we got another game to play. Because, again, I looked in, and I'm not going to do it now because it would be real boring and stupid, but I challenge anyone to go to the NBA playoffs anytime in the history of the playoffs, and you don't have these 20-point wins every game. Like that just doesn't happen, man. It doesn't. Like, it just doesn't happen. So it's a little weird, right? So, I mean, Philly's only up by, what I think Kev said, 8, 10?
It's currently 44-28 now, Celtics.
Oh, fuck. Come on, man. Stop. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You just won the game the day before yesterday. How are these guys up 16 now?
Where are they playing?
Somebody.
Where are they playing?
That game was in
Philly.
Philadelphia.
See, I would think that they would play harder to win the game at home.
Well, that's
now,
what I'm saying.
If it was on the road, I can understand them like, hey, we're going to take our time. We'll win this at home.
These are the things that make me say this shit is fixed. See, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This doesn't make sense to me. In my whole history of watching sports, it did not happen like this. How do we have a situation like this, man? How a team coming to your house and up 16 and you just beat them? You should have the psychological edge. Period. Point blank, period.
Well, did he Diddy just said something, but I was going to sing a song. Where is Tatum? Where is Tatum? Where are you?
Well, he's been scoring. It's just
Superstar.
been he starts every game bad, and then he scores like 30 in the second half. But
Well, that's another thing, though, DA. These guys now all of a sudden is world beaters. They're doing all of this without their superstar.
I'm not.
It's just out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand.
This man got 1 point.
Who?
Right now. 0 for 6.
Who's that?
Tatum. Where is Tatum?
Wow. Yeah, I'm really not. I'm done.
Okay. But yeah, we got a couple other series to talk about.
I think he was just talking about this game, Kev.
Okay, about this game. Okay, so we'll move on. Like I said, the Sixers are up 3 games to 2 on the Celtics. Celtics are currently beating the 76ers at the First Union Center, or excuse me, Wachovia Center. I went way back, 44-28.
Now, stop 1 second.
Yes.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
You got the MVP, big man. You know, you go.
Embiid.
No, you're supposed to get fouls at home. Why are you not trying to lay up every basketball and getting a foul?
Because you're too busy shooting threes.
So what the fuck is Doc doing?
This is that.
What is Doc doing?
We are going to talk about this topic on another occasion. What kills me is all you precious LeBron James fans, right?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna just say this. It absolutely baffles me when this man could go to the hole at any given time and score or get fouled or both. And he's standing out there trying to prove to everybody that he can shoot jump shots. And Embiid is another one.
Jump shot.
They'll have one night where they are untouchable down in that paint, and then the next night they over here shooting threes like they shout out to the late great Drazen Petrovic. Come on, man. If you know, you know. If you don't know who that man is, you don't know basketball.
Read a book. We said it in a later episode. In fact, it's a blog post. Check it out. Read a book. Go ahead, E. I'm sorry. Had to plug it real quick.
No, and it's look, right now Boston is shooting lights out from 3. Philly closing it to 14. It's still second quarter. We'll revisit this before we leave. See what the score is. I don't believe in Boston, man. I'm sorry. I'm with DA. I think the coach is just somebody that they slapped in there because they got a quote unquote super team, and there's nothing super about them. I'll say.
Okay. Let me move on to the next series. And this is a series that we talked about with Ryan, and Ryan called it. Ryan said, nah, the Suns is going to come back, make it interesting. Denver currently leads these series between the Nuggets and the Suns. Denver's up 3 games to 2. Game 6 is tonight at 10 o'clock. DA, you thought the Suns was going to get swept. Your thoughts on them?
They should have. They don't have a bench. They're playing 4 people and a broom.
There you go. That's the title. 4 people in a broom. There you go.
They don't have 5 guys on the fucking court, man. What the fuck are we watching, man?
Oh my goodness!
What the fuck are we watching, man? I'm watching it. I'm like, what the fuck? If my TV wasn't 75 inches, I'd have put a sneaker through it.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. No.
Because I'm like, this is stupid. This is absolutely foolish what I'm watching. And I know Booker. I know they can play. But the reality is Denver can throw dudes at them. You can run dudes into them, foul them, do what you do. Rattle them, do what it is you do. And they're not doing it. That's an issue, Kevin. That's an issue.
I agree. You're right. It should have been over, but they was able to get 2. And yeah, 4.
Now now the TV guys and the guys doing the commercials are getting rich because you got more fucking games that shouldn't be there, right? So I don't think anybody will ever get swept again in sports because we know what that impacts the bottom fucking line, and the NBA is all about that bottom fucking line. So
yeah, that's
Exhibit A, the Miami
the play-in game.
Yeah. The Miami.
And
the playing game, losing to Atlanta, beating who they beat, Chicago.
Yes.
And then you beat the number 1 seed. Okay.
They knew that, but see, like Ryan said, they did that on purpose because they knew they could beat Milwaukee. But the point remains is, again, Miami has Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Abyssal vacuum cleaner, a shark vacuum cleaner, and a fucking mop. And they're beating the Knicks. That's what the fuck they got on the floor. You don't hear it? Fucking 2 vacuum cleaners and a mop. Not even a Dyson vacuum cleaner. A shark, Abyssal, and a broom. And they're going to beat the Knicks.
Well, you kind of creeped into the next series I'm going to talk about. And Dia, you on fire tonight, bro. Yes, the Knicks are currently, the Miami Heat and the Knicks. That series is currently the Heat lead the series 3-2. The Knicks won last night in Madison Square Garden, 112-103. The Knicks, yeah, they're not. I don't believe they're going to win tomorrow night. I'm a Knicks fan. Yes, DA is doing some zenful stuff over there.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna just get this off my chest, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy and all this other shit. When Randall pulled that bullshit, what we gonna do about Randall? Get his ass out of here. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy, like I was full of shit and all this other shit.
Contract.
When
no one wants that.
Yeah,
shit.
when I know, but this was before when they re-signed him. But anyway, we get Brunson. Thank you, Brunson, for coming to New York. And then we was talking about getting Donovan Mitchell, and I said we could get Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Who's the coach?
Yeah,
it's still Tibbs. We're not going nowhere, man.
He plays 5 guys the whole season and expects in the playoffs dudes that really don't play a whole lot to come in and really contribute and do things, but they really haven't played the whole year. So the guys that are also on the court by the 4th quarter, they're tired every game, every year, every team he's ever coached.
Yes.
So I'm like, come on, dude, use your whole bench. Let everybody, listen. You have to change. That was always my point with that guy. He has to change. And I don't think he's a bad coach. I just think he has a philosophy that he doesn't go away from. Now, he can say to folks, hey, listen, it gets me in the playoffs every year, which, of course, probably puts his kids through private school and every other school because they're in the playoffs every year. They get, you get money for that. I'm just saying that, dude, it's not really helping to go to the next level if you're playing 5 dudes all year. Like, you don't play no bench the whole damn season, and then you get to the playoffs and you're like, okay, Quentin Grimes, make it happen, partner. Like, what the fuck? Right. The kid plays 5 minutes a game all year, except for when dudes get hurt, and now you're like, oh shit, yo.
And now you got playing the whole damn game.
Go ahead, Dan, you have something?
Canes tied it up 2-2.
Uh-oh.
Following face-off, they went into the Kane zone, took a shot. They got the rebound, came back, and Jasper Fast and was that? I'm trying to see who the guy passed to, but it had the goalie deked out. Oh, it was Kokonami, and the defenseman got a stick on it. They almost tied or went up 3-2 with like 10 seconds left in the second period.
Ooh.
Damn.
They're playing now. They're playing.
This is a really good game. Not to interrupt the National Basketball Association.
Listen, we cover all.
You can interrupt all you want, Dan.
We cover all sports.
Well, no, like earlier, Devils got real cute, and they were passing the puck around like when they came in, and Timo Meyer put it off the near post and off the far post along the ice, and he had a wide open net. That I was going to say that will be the turning point of this game, whether Jersey gets another game or they go home.
Carolina will win 4-3. Watch.
All I got to say is get your hand sanitizer out because some people are going to be shaking hands here in a little while.
Okay. Yeah, Dan. That's cool. You know, we like I said, we cover everything. That's cool. We got a break. Hey, Da gave his play by play.
I'm just trying to let the Knicks live for another 24 hours because it's been a rough playoff so far for you guys in the
Yeah.
you know
In the metro area, yes, it has. Yes, absolutely,
so I'm just trying to
absolutely.
take the gleam off that Ranger playoff loss and hopefully the Knicks don't join them.
Well,
And I saw D-Dub in here. I don't know what he was boo-hooing about 2 months on the road.
so we'll talk about that briefly. The NFL came out with their schedule, and it looks like the Giants will be playing like in October, November, 2 months on the road. So I don't know why, but we'll get to that. Let me hop back into the NBA. Like I said, I don't predict. I don't see the Knicks going down to Miami and beating Miami. And like Da said, Thibodeau, he is what he is. He plays 5 people during the year. Gets to the playoffs, he might play 6, and then that's it. And then second round, third, or conference finals, and that's it. That's all you get from any team that's coached by him. And if you don't know by now, you'll never ever know, as the song says. So let me move on. Go ahead, E. I'm sorry.
Sixers have cut it to 8. It's 48-40.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
55 seconds left. First half.
Let's go to the marquee in the Western Conference. The Lakers and the Warriors. The Lakers are currently up 3-2. They lost last night. The Warriors beat them 121-106 at the Chase Center in San Francisco. Anthony Davis looks like he sustained another injury again. Like he's hurt. There's no prognosis of him.
No, he don't got no concussion, so he should play. At least they didn't say it. So.
Yeah.
And if he does have one and they don't report it, you'll know when they play the next game. Because 2 days away from a concussion is when it hurts most. So just know.
And it was on a freakish play how it happened, man. So
various.
But E, what's your thoughts? Golden State and the Lakers.
Yeah, I told y'all the Lakers was going to go to the finals, man. But anyway, this series here, I just feel like you need Looney to be at least like 3 inches taller. You need Draymond to
3 inches
be
taller,
at least another 5-6 inches taller. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, when Anthony, with all the shade that Anthony Davis that I give him, I can only speak for myself, right? Street clothes is who he is, right? But when the man wants to play ball, he can play.
Real. Yes,
he can play, and he's shown that. Now, granted, it is against a bunch of midgets that either are. It's almost like that tight end. He's almost like Gronkowski. Like the mismatch is crazy. He's either too fast or too skilled for these guys. Yeah,
for a lot of dudes.
Yeah, so in that aspect, yeah, he's listen, man. In all honesty, Steph Curry, you say what you want, right? This is not the same Golden State team. We all see it. Klay Thompson, as good as a player that he is, defensively, he is not there. Offensively, right? Offensively, this is Steph's team. Period. There's no Splash Brothers. It's splash in a puddle. Okay, it's one splash and a puddle. That's what we got right now. So,
hey, Jordan Poole came back and played a very good game last night.
He did. I mean, Wiggins had a good series. He's been playing pretty good.
Wiggins played out of his mind. They are going to need more of that. They need to be engaged from the gate. And this kind of goes to what DA says. Like, I don't understand. This is the playoffs now. Right?
I was about to say, why are you not engaged in the playoffs?
Oh.
That's the question. That is the question.
I don't understand. It's the playoffs. You go home if you don't win 4 games, you go home. Your season is over. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. That's why.
Them rings.
That's why you play.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if if you have them, you might not be that hungry.
Why you get this kid Kuminga, right? He jumps out the gym, does this and that.
Right.
Coaching, man. Like, yo, how you have him sitting on the bench, right? And you got some dude named Walker that was, I thought he was Jimmy Walker, scored 15 in the damn fourth quarter. Like, they bringing dudes out. Darvin Ham's like, yo, listen, B, I've never been here before, and I may never get back again. I'm playing everybody.
Right.
I might play the little rich chick that's at the end of the bench because, they got the rich people sitting damn near on the court now. He may put her little rich ass in there. You. And if you, hey, you're sitting here. I bought this ticket. Get in. Come on, man. Stop. Play who you have. That's what the coach is supposed to do. You're supposed to find a place for everybody. Because they're on the team.
They're on.
Your job is to find a job for them, to find something they can do to help you win. And if that's going hockey style and just having a guy going there for 6 fouls, then so freaking be it.
Yeah, you got to have
LeBron shoots 70-something% from the free throw line for his career. Yeah, you have to shackle. You do what you got to do. That's what I'm like. I'm not. This doesn't seem as desperate as it was when I was a kid, or maybe I just watched it through different eyes back then. I'm not necessarily sure what it is, but I don't see the desperation in coaches or players, in my opinion.
Go ahead, Dan. I ain't got nothing to follow up with this one. I will say that I don't see Golden State. I mean, I was wrong the last game, but I don't see Golden State winning tomorrow. I don't. I think this series is over tomorrow.
I think Golden State might give them a run for their money, and this might go. This will go 7. I think the Lakers will probably wind up winning it though, because that's just how things have been going. And again, we might have to have a whole show on sense of urgency in the playoffs. Why isn't there?
Lack
thereof. I don't understand. I
could give you a tidbit. Maybe it's because back in the day, these guys played to win a chip to get paid, and these guys get paid to load manage.
It's they get paid for what they possibly could do.
There you go. Yeah.
Not what they've done
on potential. Right.
Yeah.
But who are we talking about as far as mailing it in, and are we talking like Golden State that's won all these championships? Because that's the thing is, why doesn't
DA $10 though? You talking the last 5 minutes and yeah.
Sorry, I'm saying it was like the Philly series, Dan, where you win one game by 20, and then you lose the next game by 20, and then you win the next game by 20, you lose the next game by 20. I'm like, what the F is this? Are you getting paid to make sure this thing goes 7 games? Because that makes no sense to me. I just can't see, and I'm not nowhere near athlete of these dudes, right? But I can't see me being at the courts in New York, and we beat you that game, first game, 32-30, right? Say run it back. You're not going to beat us 30-10. We just played. You ain't got that many tricks for me that I haven't seen. We just played. 5 minutes ago. We ran it back. You're not going to beat me. If you beat me because we're tired, but you're not going to score 40 freaking points. No. Pride, man. Pride. You still got to fight, man. So I'm not sure what that means, because I don't think there are that much adjustments in the world in 24 hours that would make a team that you beat yesterday beat you by 20 today. That's all.
So, go ahead, Dan.
No, just because he was saying, is this supposed to be, fixed per se to go 7 games, this, that, and the other, and how can they win by 20? So, not to say that any sport is possibly fixed. What credence do we lean towards of these, certain apps that you can go on and parlay 3-4 games and put a little bit of those George Washingtons on something? Now, we weren't going to mention names, DA.
I'm sorry.
Edit that out.
Staff things.
But you don't say like, do we think that any of this plays a factor
Yes.
in what's going on in sports now?
Let me stop you right there, Dan. And I'm stopping you because MLS has, I believe, they have suspended a player this week for that. And I don't know what was the reason. I had to pull it up, but he was suspended for some betting violation or some gambling violation that MLS was not under. I'll have to bring it up and touch it up. But go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just gonna say because I saw somewhere, I think it was Iowa State sent something to the NCAA about possible players
Yeah.
gambling on games, like whether it was their sport or I don't know if it was their sport, different sport, or anything, just a sport in general. But like, you know, we kind of laugh and make poke fun at it, like oh it's rigged. But at the end of the day, sometimes you shake your head like, how the fuck can you win 6-1 and then you go home to your building where the place is absolutely fucking bananas and the roof's about to get blown off and you lose 7-2.
Listen, I am Dan. I'm with you. So listen, man. I had a bookie, so I'm not saying that he told me anything special because he didn't. But I remember us laughing when Tony Romo he's a player, and he was going to do something for some betting thing. I think it was probably the one I just yelled out right before they got big in Vegas, and they told him he couldn't do it, and they fined him. They said you can't do this, you can't right. NFL, he's playing as a player. The next year, they got in bed with those guys. The next freaking year. Now, you don't want players to bet. You don't want games to be fixed. But you know what the lines are, and you know how the lines move. You know how they can be changed very easily. Everybody knows this.
But,
in every sport.
All you got to do is watch ESPN late night and watch Scott Van Pelt.
Watch Dan. Yes, with the bad beats. Yes. So they telling you, man. Stop. Yeah, listen, Dan Patrick has said on his show he had a gambling problem. He used to bet all the time. You know why you bet all the time when you're in that position? Because you have information other folks don't have.
Yeah.
Point blank period in the story.
Oh, insider trading. Yes.
Yeah, point blank period in the story, right? So why wouldn't players, and I'm not saying bet on your own sport. I go back to my man Pete Rose. Why would you not, if you knew that's a sorry team playing against another good team, because you play them both, put the money on the good team. Depending on what the line is, what the parlay is, right? The over under on the runs. Why not? You know that team ain't scoring 10 runs. It's Chicago in the 70s. They ain't got nobody there. 10 runs? Never. Come on, man.
I mean, like, I'm not saying that it's fixed or whatever, but it just makes you wonder.
So he's walking towards there. What I'm saying is because of the interactions with the referees, right? And this is why basketball has had a problem way before they caught that other ref who was betting, right? But basketball has always been a sport where the referees and the way they call games, like that home cooking thing in basketball is real serious. But a referee can change the course of a game, man. Because if one night a team shoots 10 free throws, right? And the next night the team shoots 43 free throws. Sorry. That makes no sense because the other team didn't all of a sudden forget how to guard people. And now they're just slapping around like they're crazy, right? That didn't happen. They just played the other night. They're professional athletes. So how the first night you play a game and they only foul this team so the other team gets 10 free throws. And then the next game, even if the team's being more aggressive, they'll throw that at you. They're being more aggressive. They want it more. They wanted it the same amount the first game. They went to the basket. You just didn't call a foul the first game. And now every time the guy walks in the paint, you call him a foul. You, Mr. Referee, are impacting the score and winner of that game. This is why, not to be funny, it's stupid, but this is why in the neighborhoods, dudes like, what? You call the what? Fuck out of here. Check. Because we're not doing it. We're just gonna play. And if you win, you win. If I win, I win. Now, if someone tackles someone on the court, yes, we'll give you that. But nah, man. No hack. No, sir.
I think,
sir.
And we're gonna move along. I'm with Dan. I don't think they just have, the sports have to be careful. They absolutely careful. They have to put in means and stuff. Hey, they're partnering with these betting companies. So I think it's up to them to absolutely be more diligent and be more diligent and vigilant about, what comes into their space as far as betting. And like I said, MLS, they had, according to Major League Soccer, according to a Brazilian newspaper, O Globo, reported that Colorado Rapids midfielder Max Alves has been the recipient of illegally sourced payments connected to match fixing. So it doesn't have anything to do with the apps or anything like that, but this looks like there's something deeper here. And this is the Rapids addressed the situation right after news about Alves break by saying, we are aware of the reports regarding a Colorado Rapids player in connection with unlawful sports gambling. We take matters of this nature seriously and seek at all times to protect the integrity of the games. So, and that was from, hold on, because we like to give people the credit. That was from Insider Sports, Victor Kayed, written today. So I'll say this. What that end sentence says, you got to protect the integrity. You got, once you find that stuff is not on the up and up, people are not messing with it, man. I'm sorry, including me. So there has to be some validity. There has to be some strenuous things. And people got mad at when Goodell suspended what's his name 2 years ago for
Ridley.
It specifically said not to do X, Y, and Z. And guess what Ridley did? He did X, Y, and Z, and he got spanned. I think there's a couple other guys this past offseason that got it. So whatever your rule is, and hey, just follow it.
Because I think he got suspended, but he bet on his team to win.
Yes.
So it wasn't like he was, he was injured too, I think.
Right. To alleviate all of that, because what does Ridley have though? He still has access to what? It's like
inside information. Who's buying his
insider trading. So that's why they don't. It's like the stock market. Yes, absolutely. The SEC. Yes, if they find out that you're a company and you're doing that, you are absolutely going to go to jail for that. So, go ahead, E.
Well, all I will say is this. I agree. It's just when we talk about integrity in sports, I keep my mouth closed because I feel like there is none. When you see sports, certain sports just come after certain guys for certain things like gambling and stuff like that, okay, I get it. He broke the law. But then when you see certain owners doing suspicious stuff within the confines of their organization, and they like to drag out the investigations, it's like, come on, man, you got 5 signatures over here, but if it was a player, it would be real swift. But if it's an owner, it's different. So all that integrity stuff, that I laugh at that and I keep shut because there is none. I'm sorry, money has jacked all of this up. Whether if it's fixed or not, like Dan said, it just makes you think.
Well, I just need it to be on the up and up. That's all. When you get on the court, whatever you do, whatever, and back and before you come on the dress, I just need it when we're on the court to be on the up and up. Because when it's not, then that presents the problem. Yes, Eric, there's definitely integrity issues with a lot of players in sports, and it's throughout the years. But this gambling thing and making sure stuff is on the up and up, that can lead to problems of, because when, like you said, we had an episode one time when Santa Claus is not real, right? What happened when when you found out that Santa Claus wasn't real, for those that believe it, don't come at me and say, "Oh my God," don't please go to somebody else.
The moderator has just killed
Yeah,
Christmas in May.
so
I hope there's no children watching or listening.
yeah. Sorry, but hey, what was I saying, man? You know what? Whatever. Let's move. Let's segue to baseball. Let's segue to baseball. Hey, we got the CBS Power rankings. CBS actually powers our website. We got a wonderful ticker at the top that's powered by CBS. So let's go to the power rankings for CBS. We'll go through 1 through 20 real quick. We got the Rays. They're still up top. They're 29-9 as of yesterday. The Braves are 25-12. The Orioles 24-13. The Orioles came on strong last year, and they are doing the thing. They have 40 stolen bases this season, so they're playing small ball.
They just took 2 or 3 from Tampa.
Yep. So the Dodgers are 23-15. They're fourth. Texas Rangers, they're 22-14. The Red Sox, I thought the Red Sox was going to be the least of the East. Red Sox are in third place in the East. So they're up there 22-16. The Blue Jays are 21-16. That's seventh. The San Diego Padres are 19-19. The world champion Houston Astros, Ryan, you hear this? They're number 9 at 19-8. They're down 2 spots. Dan's beloved Pittsburgh Pirates are 21-17.
What the fuck is going on with that shit?
What's that? You just came in blazing. What happened?
They sell them damn players. Pittsburgh has good players now. I'm just waiting. Come on. Give them up, Dan. You know the fucking routine.
Hey,
go ahead,
flea
Dan.
market's not till. As I say, flea market's not till.
The Brewers are in 11th. They are 20-17. The Anaheim. Well, yeah, there was reports of that too.
Listen, that's what they do there. We cheat in Milwaukee because we ain't shit. Since robbing you out, we cheat.
The Angels, they are 20-18. They're 12th. The Minnesota Twins are 21-17. Hey, they booed Correa the other day. Rightfully so. Correa hit like 150, and he's like their fourth option to come back. And they're like, "Yo, man, why'd you even come back?" And they booed the hell out of him.
Oh, man. That was hilarious. Come on, man. That wasn't funny? That wasn't funny, Kev?
Yeah, that was funny.
I saw the highlight. I was screaming. I said, "Oh shit, they hard out there, boy."
Yo, they was like,
they're hard as fuck out there, boy.
I was like, man, they just booing the hell out of this guy, man. So let me move on here down the line here. So Twins, I got Anaheim. Excuse me, the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're number 14. They're 20-17. The New York Yankees are 21-17. There's grumbling of getting ready the general manager. I'm a Yankee fan. I'm down with it. I'm sick of him. Yankees got a scouting problem too, man. So
we gotta. We're not gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about it, but we ain't talking about it.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah,
they got a hell of a scouting problem.
Yeah, we'll have to. That'll have to be a standalone show in baseball. Mariners are number 16. They're 18-19. The Phillies are 18-19. The number 17. The Mets meet the Mets. Mets have a problem too. They're trying to throw money at everything, and their guys are getting hurt, and they don't have no depth either. So
there was a commercial, right? An IT commercial way back in the days for IBM, and the guy said, "Yo, there's a dragon at the gate. What you gonna do?" Dude took a bag of money and threw it at it. He said, "That's what they do. They throw money at the problem rather than solving the problem."
Yep. And the Mets have a scouting issue too. They don't have no homegrown talent since.
Oh man, it's about 5-6. Right? No, Pete Alonso is.
Pete Alonso is the only one.
Yeah, he's there. That's it.
Well, if they stop acting like the other pinstripes that's in the same town, they would have some. Never mind.
But they let them go though. They let them go. They let them go.
So yeah, the Mets are currently 18, and they got swept last week by the Tigers. They're just
Tigers got good pitching.
Yes, they do. Their rotation is nice, but that would be all.
That's it.
There are no bats in the dugout.
They need me to come clean up right now
because they go to the plate with wiffle bats in major league games. I've seen it.
I guess I gotta say, did they send the wrong Derek to the plate? Not you, Derek Jeter. Oh,
You, actually, the first Derek went.
yep.
Works at the bar softball team. He's up there with the shirt, with the white shirt with the blue arms on it. Like he's up there.
The Cubs. The Cubs are number 19. They're 18 and 19, and number 20 for CBS's power ranking is the San Francisco Giants. They're currently 16
and West
and 20, and last the 30th team is the Oakland Athletics, soon to be the Las Vegas A's.
I hope they change. Are they planning to change that name?
No, sir. They will be the A's. They wanted, the A's are one of the storied franchises. They started playing in Philadelphia, so they went to Philadelphia.
They go back 100-something years, man. Yeah. You can't give it that name.
Yeah. So it was Philadelphia. Then they moved to Kansas City, and then Oakland. So. A's. So hey, we finished with MLB. Before we
no.
What?
No, I got a question.
Go ahead.
I got a question. Okay, so my Angels, your Angels, our Angels.
Wait a minute. What happened to the Padres?
No. The Padres on my team. Sorry, I'm just joking.
No, go ahead.
Angels.
You talking about Shohei? Right? That's what you want to ask.
Yeah, I'm going to Shohei right now, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do they have to do to make that dude stay short of winning a World Series? And if they don't feel the World Series possible, why the fuck you don't do it now and get all you can for that guy? Seriously, that's my question. Or is it because the A's aren't used to having something like that? So, and I'll let you go, Kev. I apologize for cutting.
No, you good.
I'm saying it to say that when you deal with like say the Yankees, the Mets, I know we were just talking about them, but they're used to these type of negotiations and these type of situations, right? Because they do it every other year with somebody. Or is it that Anaheim doesn't know how to actually deal with the situation? Because as we said, as I'm thinking, and I've heard, if we don't have a World Series and this guy is going to bolt, why don't we do what we do and get rid of him now and just take the hit with the fans and the rest of the world today?
Well, I think they've been taking a hit with the fans by not, surrounding Mike Trout with players and stuff like that. So
I agree with you, but I guess what I'm saying is yes, but this shit here is different, dog.
It's very different. He's a special player. He's going to be like the first $500 million player. Okay.
I was just gonna say, you're saying that they didn't surround Trout with anybody. Like DA's been saying all night, man. It's the janitorial card out there. You got a Tony and Trout, brooms, mops, dustpans. I mean, you name it. The floor buffer. I mean,
so I'll just say this, man. VLAC, what's up, man?
VLAC.
In my opinion, I agree with Kevin. That's exactly what I was going to say. Is they did this? They didn't do that with Trout, and Trout was supposed to be this generation player, and
he was the best player in baseball for 10 years. I don't care if anybody even knew.
True, but what I'm saying that I'm not doubting that or debating that. What I'm saying is they treated him like he wasn't, and I think they got spoiled by him staying there. To your point, they're going to try and do that with Shohei, and he is going to hit that damn door so fast. It's not going to be fun.
He's not staying.
So this is on them. Again, we talked about this before about baseball. Yo, man, you got to market your stars. You got to surround your players with players and a manager to get shit done, or they're not going to stay there. You're not going to have a Mike Trout and a Damian Lillard every time out. So, it's not going to happen. These guys they don't hesitate in leaving if you're shit.
The Angels, right? So me and Kev had this. And for some reason, my man Kev, we always hear shit at the same time, and it's wild because we'll be in different places, right? So we both heard Manfred say, hey, Trout, you got to market yourself and do some other shit because, you're not helping yourself. And I'm like, well, fuck, Mike Trout hits the ball when it's thrown to him. So he's fucking helping himself all the time.
But that's
right. Mike Trout hits the ball. He catches the ball. He runs the bases. He does his job, right? So now you want him to go out there and do the soft shoe like those guys in Georgia, the banana baseball team and shit, right? Like Mike Trout ain't doing that.
Shout out to Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, he don't do that, right? He doesn't do that, right? But my thing is, like, they tried to give him Joe Madden. It didn't work, right? They had that pitcher that died. That pitcher that died was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Painkiller cat that died at the OD. He was actually on the come up. He was a pretty good pitcher. But that's the problem. They never had. No one else wants to go to Anaheim? Or what the hell? Last time Anaheim was good, they was playing Barry Bonds and them in that World Series.
That was what, 02, 03?
And they should have lost.
Something like that.
Barry,
That's 20 years ago.
Hit like 40 home runs that series. So,
yeah.
Best player ever played baseball. Or steroids. Steroids.
I mean, D, I don't know. To me personally, I think Ohtani, he's got some. I know we had a couple episodes when we said this is how we do it in America. I think he's going to hold out for the largest bidder, and it probably again is going to be the Mets owner, Steve Cohen. He's going to act like his homeboy in with the Clippers. He's going to act like that guy, and he's going to throw a gang of money at him.
Yeah, well, he said he's a kid with a professional team. So
he did say that. Yeah, he did.
He plays with this shit like it's a toy. So he's crazy.
So yeah, and go ahead.
Kev, just want to say if we fact check that was
2002. Thank you, E. Sorry. Thank you. Appreciate that. We are we are on the air talent, and we also do stats too. But wait till we get somebody.
And we're journalists.
Shout out to the newsletter, man. Shout out to the newsletter. Shout out to the newsletter.
Stephen A.
Let me do this real quick because we have not done this in a while, and then we're going to get out of here, man. We're going to just devote 2 minutes to it. Hey, it's hit or miss. Hit or miss.
God damn it.
I asked the guys a question, and they either say hit or miss. They give their spill. They got a minute to give their spill. Not as a dissertation, but they got a minute to give their spill on why they hitting or miss. So I will start with the first one. First question. I'll start with E. Eric, hit or miss? JJ Redick, he got offered a job with the Toronto Raptors.
Miss.
Wow.
Why are you missing?
Wow. If this is indeed true, Toronto is missing too. You gonna go from Nick Nurse to JJ Redick? Okay.
This sounds like Steve Nash 2.0.
Not a fan.
Well, you got all these candidates out here, and you just gonna go to JJ Redick?
TV.
They're just trying to get him off.
Whose
TV.
bench was he on? Yeah, whose bench was he on? Was he on this year?
I really don't like this sports at all.
Was he sitting next to Sam Cassell? Was he sitting next to Becky?
DA, hit or miss?
Oh, you can miss me with that shit all day long. You can miss me. Listen, man. I'm old school in the fact that I think, like I say, management is taught. It's not like people aren't born managers. Coaching is taught. You could be someone that likes to give of yourself and be a giver. But coaching is taught. You learn coaching. You learn situations. You learn situational coaching. And most coaches that are really good, they came off of somebody's bench because they saw shit happen there, and then they could do it. There's only been one successful. I think you and I talked about this the other night there, Kev. In NBA, at least, there's only been one successful NBA coach that was and you know what? He could do it because he wasn't a star player. That was a star player, and that was Larry Joe Bird. There's never been a successful coach that was a star player in the NBA. So I say that to say that you have to be one of those guys that are sitting on the bench, watching, learning, listening, knowing what's going on. I know for a fact, we know for a fact, we have discussed this. that being on specific television shows can get you into the Hall of Fame and coaching jobs. Point blank, period, in the story, because we've seen it. And I'm not talking about guys that were, we talking about fucking Jeff Saturday, man. Like Jeff Saturday, hell of a guy, Jeff Saturday. You know, goddamn coach. And keeping it real, your man Rex on the show was about to light that ass up on. Like, what are you, crazy? We've been doing this coaching shit for 30 years, and we sitting here, and you're going to offer the job to a dude that just talks? Yeah, he played center, of course, but he's not a coach. 53-man roster. It's different. So I'm out. I'm out. Miss me.
D missed the minute mark on that hit or miss.
Just tell me, man. Tell me.
Dan, go ahead. What you got? And then I got a special hit or miss for Dan after this.
I was gonna say, what was the question? I had to mute because I had that.
Hit or miss that JJ Redick got offered a job with the Toronto Raptors.
Do they hate his commentary enough on TV to hire him to get him off?
Sounds like to me.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Oh man. So like I said, I got a special hit or miss for Dan. Dan, hit or miss, Ryan Reynolds. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, E.
No, I just wanted to break this news because I said this shit earlier. I told y'all, Boston 62, Philly 60. I told y'all, wait until the second half. And yeah. Still early, still third quarter. I just wanted to mention that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Dan, hit and miss, Ryan Reynolds trying to buy and purchase the Ottawa Senators.
Well, from my understanding, his group pulled out.
Oh, okay. Got you. Wow, they pulled out. Who's in the running now?
The Los Angeles billionaire or something, and Snoop. And then the Weeknd.
Snoop is like a Jay-Z to that. I Snoop money ain't long like that. I don't believe, but go ahead.
He's just a partner. That's all.
Yeah, like the Weeknd and somebody else is the other group, I think. But I mean, he would have been, a familiar face to everybody, considering that he has his mom on TV all the time talking about Mint Mobile. And like I think what Snoop said the other day. He called out Bettman, and rightfully so. And I think that's like him getting involved would be really good for Ottawa.
For hockey, period.
Yeah. Just because the NHL does, like we've talked about it all year. The NHL does a horrible job of promoting their game.
Yeah.
Like. They got fucking these, distracting ass boards that have all kind of cute ads
on.
But do you think anybody in the United States that lives on the East Coast, watches, McDavid play at night that's not a diehard fan of hockey? Like the casual fan is not staying up to watch McDavid play. People don't know, a lot of the casual fans don't even know who the hell he is.
Right.
Go ahead, D.
That is for sure, and I'm gonna get my 60 seconds. That's for sure hockey's problem, and everybody's been saying it for years. First off, you don't put your stars on TV. The ones that you I don't care if they're in Edmonton, dude. Move a game up to 5 in the afternoon. Do what the hell you got to do, right? It's not going to kill the world if the world gets to see this kid play, right? So they don't, and I think Snoop may be able to help them with getting agencies or marketing companies that will be able to do the job a little bit better than what the hell they got with the guy from what's that movie, Yelling and Screaming.
Yes.
I'm like, come on, dude, stop, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's the wrong image of hockey fans, for real. Like,
well, I think MLB needs to get in line too, because they don't do a good job of marketing their.
I haven't seen the MLB commercial, so I'm kind of out the loop, Kevin.
Yeah, well, sorry, I got nothing for you on that.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen one.
So. I got nothing for you on that. E, did you have anything on the Senators or anything that we just talked about before we get out of
here? I would just say that I think that is we talk about some of these sports, they cater to their casual fans and not to their hardcore fans. I think hockey is the reverse, and I think they've hurt themselves by doing so. Yes, of course, you need to have some leniency on both sides. You know what I'm saying? But as far as that goes, I don't see how that can hurt. You know what I'm saying? That can only help the NHL. You know what I'm saying? Get more eyes on it. I'm not just speaking for the casual fans, but it might be some kid out there that never seen hockey that might see Snoop face and might be interested. You might bring a whole new wave in there. It's not so much just for CFs because you're not doing nothing else for them. You're not giving them no free tickets. You're just trying to put eyes on the sport. So
Yeah. Speaking of casual fans, we're about to close out. Next week we got a special guest coming on. Gentleman I met on TikTok. He's a NASCAR and Formula One guy, Matt Niehaus. He'll be joining us next week, and he'll come talk about some Formula One racing, some NASCAR, and about casual fans. One of his TikToks absolutely alarmed me how Formula One and NASCAR has done what they have catered to the CFs, to the casual fans,
to the
and has
CFs.
hurt the sport. So we'll have Matt Niehaus come on next week. He'll talk about NASCAR. So hey, this is Sports Chasers for a reason. We talk all sports. I was trying to play a joke on the guys. I don't know if I erased it or not. I usually put on the rundown, and on the rundown, I don't know if I erased it. I said on there the Westminster Dog Show, but the whatever reason it got erased, and I was.
Who's in the lead? You got any stats since you brought it up? No.
DA, that's $20 now.
Yeah. I always put money in the kitty. Yeah, man. I did watch it, the 147. I think the winner was a
DA watched it.
Oh God dang. Wasn't a working class. No, it might have been a working. No, it was an itty bitty dog that won.
A Labradoodle.
I think it was something like that. I don't know if Labradoodle is official breed with HKC yet. It's a kind of new breed. Oh golly gee, but golly, it's on the tip of my tongue. But I swear to you, I watched it with my wife. Yeah, I watched it with my wife, and I was mad because they had a nice big quaint kind of Corso that went through, and they kind of poo-pooed it. So but that one there is rigged. I know that Westminster.
Wow.
He ain't gonna let it go. He ain't gonna let it go, man. Let's get out of here, man. Hey, man, Party Shots, man. Party Shots got the angry one. Hey, what you got for us, sir? Party Shots as we get on out of here.
Yo, man, great show. Great to be back up here with the fellas, man. Shout out to D-Dub and Mike Millie, man. Shout out to V-Lack and Miss Harden in the comments. Ryan, hopefully you'll be back next week, man. We talk some NBA, WNBA, man.
Yep, Ryan will be back. He's confirmed he will be back. Yep.
Yeah, man. Nothing too heavy, man. 3.7 rebounds, 6 assists. 1 for 13 shooting. 0 for 6. Where is Tatum? Where is Tatum?
Where are can you still be a superstar ever putting up those numbers?
Well, I'm gonna just say this.
No.
In my opinion, because remember y'all asked me this last year when he was ascending. Oh, yo, E, you got to put him up there now. Yo, when you get there, you have to stay there.
Like MJJ.
Your team is on the road facing elimination. You was basically after Milwaukee got bounced. You was the next team up. You was the hottest team all year, and you give me 3.7 rebounds and 6 assists. Maybe this era will call this superstardom. I do not.
I got Jokic.
God bless.
No, DA.
Go ahead.
There's not enough time. Nope.
I'm done. I'm sorry. Kid.
Not enough time. Nope, you can't do that.
Kid.
Go ahead, E. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm finished. It's 71-66 Philly.
Gotcha. Dan, what you got for us, man? Dan bringing the heat with hockey as always. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome.
And baseball.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Like I said, it's been a minute. Great show. Canes, 7:15 left, 2-2 in the third period. Do or die for the Devils. Do they go home? But great show. Shout out to Mike and D-Dub. I'll see you tomorrow at the Université. But everybody take care. That's about it.
Gotcha. DA, what you got for us, sir?
Hey man, everybody be cool. I got a Denver Philly in championship because everybody want to see the Joker against Embiid. Two big men, like Shaq says, two big men. There you go.
Okay.
That's it.
Switch it up there. Switch it up, man. Thanks, DA. I don't have nothing heavy. I do just have this to say. Shout out to all those that are listening and watching under our ear. Under our voice. Thank you for watching, for tuning in. Hey, just remember we have a newsletter. D-Dub has written the last 3 newsletters. He's done a good job. Hey, if you want the newsletter, you got to subscribe to our newsletter. You go to our website, scroll down. It says, hey, we need your email, your first name, your email, put it in there. Boom, you'll get all the newsletters that have been written. All of us have written newsletters on some very good topics, journalistic topics, very good topics. Check us out, man. Holler at us, man. Make sure you like it, click, and subscribe to our channel. Hey, go to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Give us that 5-star review. Help the algorithm for us. So if you believe in what we're doing, man, just hit us up. Hey, if you really believe in what we're doing, really, hey, that button up there, that QR code up there in the left-hand corner, check it out. All you do is scan your phone, whatever, it's on your heart. Hey, send to us for, production of this show. So, we can get it right, man. But
yes, we could get DA some so he could get out of this green bobble space that he got.
I'm going to Michael's, boys. I'm gonna be running out of there tomorrow. I mean, literally running out of there tomorrow.
Before the show goes left, man. But on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O. Warren. In the absence of Mike Mills, Daryl D. Warren.
Real quick.
Yes,
Dan,
sir.
there shall be no more Kyler Murray Call of Duty slander, because did you see the Kevin Durant skin for Call of Duty?
I have not seen it yet. I haven't logged on. I know Nick Merckx and Tim the Tap Man got their own, and there was, I think, Durant and somebody else.
Yeah, I seen that on Bleacher Report. I said, I gotta tell Dan, you can't talk about my quarterback.
Oh shit!
No
He probably
more.
already bought that. He probably bought that skin.
Nope. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O. Warren, your host and moderator, Mike Mills, Daryl D. Warren. In their absence, Dan, the toxic one, he's toxic tonight. James, the angry one.
Wow.
And he's joining in with the toxicity, and DA, whose mouth was really very good to this night. Hey, I am Kevin O. Warren, host and moderator. This is the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. Happy weekend. Peace.